I moved into the Taper area, back in, I think it was in 96. And so the cool thing was I was right up the street from Eastview Little League. And so when my son Antonio was about 4.5, 5, we signed him up down there. And it was great. You go down there, you walk. Even if you didn't have a game, you could walk down and get some chili cheese fries, if you wanted to. And the best part for me was a lot of my friends I went to high school with were there. They were either running the league or they were coaching or they were in the snack bar. So, every game was like a mini reunion. So it was great. So I didn't start coaching right away. I, sit in the bleachers and let someone else direct my son for a while. And then eventually my second son, Vincent, played there. And so, but about a few years in, I started hearing rumblings that DeCarlo's Bakery, the property, was going to be sold and Target was coming in. And, everybody was worried about where's the league going to go. It's 550 kids, boys and girls. I mean, the team I had in the last game at Eastview Little League, we won the championship there. And, I had a young girl on my team. She was solid, and it was not just about boys. It was boys and girls, and it's about the community. So there was this big campaign for, Save Eastview, right? People all around town either had stickers or they were coming to rallies, getting involved with whatever they could do. We had support from our Councilwoman Janice Hahn. We had, we got some other local, union leadership involved to advocate for us and others. But for me, I wasn't on the board. I was just involved with my kids and eventually a coach. So, some of the key members there that were really, that were running the league and really working hard to save Eastview Little League, Dave Stanovich, President Ron Golosic, Tony Cordero, Tom Hoagland, and Scott Lane of the San Pedro Youth Coalition, and I'm sure I'm missing some others. So I just wanted to support them whatever I could do. So the thing I thought I could do was get some visibility on what was going on with youth fields over the last 50 years. So I decided to run for honorary mayor and make the San Pedro Youth Coalition the beneficiary of any money we raised. But really for me, it was about getting the word out. Of course you want to win something you're running, but winning for me was getting the word out and helping in some way, land the field somewhere. There was really no place identified for the league to go. Many different locations were either proposed, and for many reasons they weren't viable, considering the constraint we had to get ready for the next season. In Little League, if you miss a season, you lose the league. I mean, that's the reality. And so, even on the last day when we had our last rally, and I see the fence, the backstop now with the countdown. Every day the guys were changing the countdown in days, and we got to 0. We still had nowhere to go. And so there was a lot of concerns and angst on what are we going to do next, So eventually, towards the latter part of the year, a decision was made to relocate the league to Knoll Hill, which is on port property, and our councilwoman Janice Hahn was involved, the port and the league leadership, and I was not part of those meetings. But the issue there was also there was a dog park on top of Knoll Hill. It became one of the biggest controversial issues of that time. I mean, I still have just about every newspaper article, which is about 2 inches thick of newspaper on everything that was going on. Our focus was on 550 kids and families and keeping that going. But it was a very trying time. It was a time where we didn't know where we were going to be. It's like, trying to find out where your next meal was going to come from. There was nothing in the crosshairs of what we were going to be able to do for the kids. And so in the end, there was a decision that, putting the fields on the top of Knoll Hill and relocating the dog park to the bottom portion of Knoll Hill. Although not everyone may have been happy, but it still seems to be working today. There's another new dog park location here in San Pedro, up on Westmont. So overall, I think, there have been really good gains for both the kids and pet lovers all around.